What's up, college sports fans? I'm Stucky.
I'm Colin Wilson.
I'm Mike Calabrese.
I'm Maria Marino.
I'm Charlie DiSturco, and we're excited that the Big Bets on Campus brand is launching its very own YouTube channel.
You'll be able to find every episode of the BBOC podcast, live shows, and other college sports content on this new channel.
Not only will the channel be dedicated to betting on college sports, but you'll also be able to find exclusive interviews with former college athletes,
college football power rankings,
and updates on other topics like the brand new College Football 25 video game series and the ins and outs of the recruiting trail all the way down to the transfer portal.
Whether you're into college football,
college basketball,
college baseball, or any of the college sports,
we are the home for college sports, and BBOC is the channel for you.
Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the action. I'll see you there.
Welcome in, Payoff Pitch, Action Network's Major League Baseball betting podcast. We are presented by BetMGM. Brendan Glasheen joined on this Sunday evening, August 18th, getting you set for Monday, August 19th with BJ Cunningham and Mike Iannello. Gentlemen, good to talk to you. We're diving into this 10-game Monday slate, off day for several teams across the league. I'll get started at 6:40 Eastern with the D-backs and the Marlins. And the Mariners and Dodgers will take us home. The Dodgers are back home in Los Angeles tomorrow night. We're going to skip Fade the Public because it's going to blend awfully well. There's a game that the app is tracking, and these guys are going to touch on it anyway. So it's going to be a quicker show, I think. So best bets, underdogs, one final bet, compelling series for some of the futures we've talked about on this episode, on this podcast, rather, the last couple of weeks. So BJ, without further ado, best bet for Monday.
Let's go with the Seattle Mariners plus 125 on the road against the Dodgers. Bryan Wu, maybe one of the more underrated starting pitchers in Major League Baseball. 2.23 expected ERA of pitchers who have thrown at least 50 innings, both starters and relievers. That is the lowest expected ERA of anybody in Major League Baseball. And how he's doing it is pretty interesting because he mainly only throws a fastball and a sinker. But those two pitches, the way that he brings those two pitches in from his arm angle, he has basically the lowest vertical approach angle of anybody in baseball. So he's throwing a very, very flat fastball from a low arm angle, and he's throwing it very high. So he's allowing it getting on top of hitters, and they're having a really hard time actually hitting it. So he's being very deceptive. But not only that, he has good velocity. He's got great run on both his fastball and his sinker, which make him so difficult to hit. And he dominates inside the zone and also gets guys to chase. He's got one of the lowest walk rates in baseball, has under a 0.5 home run per 9 rate, and one of the highest chase rates on his fastball of anybody in baseball. So a very, very good starting pitcher. That's we were talking beforehand. I actually think maybe like him for Cy Young next year. And I know the Dodgers obviously have a really good lineup, but the way he's been pitching, I think he has a good chance here. Gavin Stone has been a very average starting pitcher, expected ERA around 4. The off-speed pitches have been pretty good, but the fastball and the sinker have been, average to below average. The Mariners have been an average lineup, but the Mariners bullpen has a significant advantage here against the Dodgers. The Dodgers, all as good as their lineup is, if you look at their bullpen metrics for the entire season, it's actually really not that good. 21st in xFIP, 14th in strikeout minus walk rate. They're even in the bottom half of baseball in terms of stuff plus and pitching plus, while Seattle is in the top 10 of everything in terms of their bullpen. So I think plus 125 is a great price for Bryan Wu, who's been one of the best starting pitchers, even though it is in a limited sample size of 14 starts this season. So I like the Mariners at plus 125.
Okay. Let's go over to Mike Iannello. Welcome back to the pod. What do you got for a best bet on Monday?
First, I just want to say before we start arguing here, I actually agree with the Mariners completely. I went to put them in as my underdog and saw BJ took them as his best bet. So I do want to co-sign that Mariners pick. I also like the under in that game, under 8.5. Just like you said, everything about Wu, and Mariners offense has been kind of putrid at times. So I do like the under in that game as well. But for my best bet, I'm going with the Houston Astros minus 125 against your beloved Red Sox, both of you. Yusei Kikuchi has always been a guy whose stuff seems to be better than his results. He has a 27.4% strikeout rate this year, a 10.5 K through 9 rate, which that's right in line with guys like Hunter Green, Zach Wheeler, guys in the Cy Young conversation. Yeah, he has a 4.49 ERA, but his expected ERA is about a half run lower. And as the Astros kind of always seem to do. He's looked great since coming over to Houston from Toronto. The Astros are 3-0 in his starts this year. He has a 2.7 ERA with the Astros, 24 strikeouts in 17 innings. And look, we both have to go through the Astros in the playoffs as a Yankee fan and Red Sox fans. Houston's starting to get in that scary playoff mode here. They're 7th in WRC plus over the last 2 weeks. Alvarez and Bregman are just crushing the ball right now. Jeremy Pena's heating up. This team they're always dangerous.
They still don't have Tucker back.
They still don't have Tucker back, which is terrifying. They're not a team you're going to want to face in the playoffs, and they seem to kind of already be gearing up for that. And then for Boston, Tanner Houck he's running out of gas. Over the last 5 starts, he has a 4.85 ERA. He's allowing a 354 weighted on base average over that stretch. His K through 9 rate has plummeted to just 4.6 over those starts after sitting 7.8 on the season. So his velocity's down. I think it's just clear he's just out of steam. He's running out of gas. And obviously the Boston bats have been dangerous all year, but they're being their much worse splits against a left-handed pitcher. And Boston actually has the highest strikeout rate in the league against lefties this season. And Kikuchi is a left-handed pitcher who strikes out a lot of batters. So I like this matchup for Kikuchi. I love what Houston's offense has started doing. Yeah, I'll take the Astros as short favorites here against the Red Sox.
All right. And BJ, the Astros swept the Red Sox just a couple weeks ago, and Alvarez had a big series. They were hitting home runs left and right out of Fenway Park. Alvarez is like a Fenway killer. But this is in Houston. I heard something on the Sunday night broadcast tonight. They're doing the Little League World Series special with the Yankees and the Tigers. I think Buster Olney said that the Astros, and I know this matters to you, BJ, because you're riding the Astros for the division, right? You took them live or something on the division.
Preseason.
Okay, well geez, what a sweat early in the year.
They've thought it was dead early.
They've made up like 14 games in the last 2 months on the Mariners as the Mariners keep sliding. But you actually go into the underdog section now. You like the Red Sox here with Tanner Houck against Kikuchi.
Yeah, I believe that even the Action Network tweeted out that on June 18th, the Astros were 10.5 games back.
Wow.
And now they're leading by 2.5, 3.5 games over the Mariners right now, which is crazy to think about. Yeah. So here's the thing. I was digging into Tanner Houck. I don't know if it's really much of he's run out of gas, more that his just command is a little bit off. Because if you compare his stuff plus numbers from the first half of the season to the second half, his sweeper and his splitter, the stuff plus on those have actually increased from the first half to the second half, but his location plus rating has plummeted from above league average to now 94. So I think that's the problem that he's kind of running into. He had a good results start against the Astros 2 starts ago. His xFIP was terrible in that start, so he did get pretty lucky to only give up 1 run. But the biggest thing for me here is that the Red Sox are very good against left-handed pitching, and they're going to face Kikuchi, who's going to throw a lot of elevated fastballs. And the Red Sox are actually very good at hitting those. They have one of the highest barrel rates against elevated fastballs against left-handed pitching. They also, their bullpen has kind of fallen off here towards the end, but they'll be well rested. They have been gassed over these last 2 or 3 weeks. They've just been, over and over again. That game against the Orioles where they won 12-10, everybody was used. It's just been a mess so far. And then finally on Sunday against the Orioles, they obviously lost, but they didn't really have to use anybody. So they have a fully rested bullpen here. I know it's got the worst xFIP over the last 30 days, but this has been an above average bullpen over the whole course of the season. So for me, I think these 2 starting pitchers are even when you look at expected metrics and even when you look at a lot of the stuff plus numbers. And I think the Red Sox are better against left-handed pitching than the Astros are against righties. So with all things being equal, given the Astros home field advantage, I think that the Red Sox are showing a tad bit of value here. So I like our Red Sox at plus 115, but I wouldn't play anything plus 110 or lower.
Okay. It's a big redemption kind of series for the Red Sox. And yeah, the Astros.
It is. We need it badly. We really do.
At the very least, just get one for crying out loud.
2 of 4 against the Orioles was pretty good, Brendan. I'll say that. I wasn't.
Yeah.
It could have been better, but.
When you look at the Action app, that's why we did our Fade the Public segment, is just these guys going head to head, because that is where all the money's coming in on the Astros. 100% of the money as of right now. Again, we're doing this Sunday night at 9:30 Eastern right now. So there you go. All right. Your underdog. So BJ's underdog is the Red Sox. Mike, you're not going with Seattle because BJ already covered them. So an underdog that you like as well for Monday.
Yeah, it was a tough underdog slate. We were talking beforehand. It's like you go, White Sox, Angels. You have, the Reds had to put Hunter Green on IL, so we don't know who's starting for them. So it's kind of slim pickings for here. So I'm gonna go with the Pirates here at plus 108 against the Texas Rangers. Look, Skeens, Jones, even Keller, they get all the headlines for the Buccos, but Luis L. Ortiz has been really good for them this season too. He started the year working out of the bullpen, but he was moved to the rotation at the end of June when some injuries started piling up, and he's got a 3.41 ERA on the season and a 3.33 ERA as a starter. In 8 starts, he has allowed just 2 runs or fewer in 5 of them. So I like what I've seen from Ortiz. He's kind of quietly under the radar in that, as he's moved to the rotation. And yeah, look, the Pirates offense is near the bottom of the league, but they've been wildly inconsistent this year, but they do have some solid pieces. I do watch a lot of Pirates games. Bryan Reynolds has played like an all-star all season. O'Neal Cruz is incredibly talented. He's been playing well for the last month. Joey Bart is somehow hitting 321 over the last month. He's just been hitting Bart bombs left and right. Koch is still the heart and soul of this team. He had like a 2-homer game the other day. He's playing really well right now. And you look over the last month, and yeah, as bad as Pittsburgh is, they ranked 23rd in the league in WRC plus over the last 30 days. Texas is 26th over that same stretch. When you cut it down just to the last 2 weeks, Pittsburgh's 21st, Texas is 28th. The Rangers just are not playing well right now. And, this is a weird line because we don't actually know who's pitching for the Rangers yet. Like Brendan said, we're recording this Sunday night. They have not announced a starter yet. So, I view Ortiz as a slightly above average kind of middle end pitcher. And you assume the Rangers are likely going to have a replacement level guy or a bullpen game. And the Rangers just needed to go 7 innings with their bullpen Sunday night because what's his face got chased after like 2 innings. They ended up going 10. So they've just asked their bullpen to do a lot today. Now they're going to come back and do a bullpen game on Monday. So I'll roll the dice with the Pirates here at plus 108. I think this game is a little bit more coin flippy than, 108 is pretty coin flippy, but I'll take the Pirates at plus money here.
The Rangers have scheduled, and this is good news, Mike, Jose Urena for Monday.
Then the Pirates
or Dane Dunning, one of those two.
Either way.
So
give me the Pirates.
Not that it matters, but
give me the Pirates anything with a plus in front of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Luis Ortiz, he's been, last 2 starts against the Padres, keep in mind, but a little bit of a home run problem, right? That's where I think you'd have a little bit of concern because the Rangers are hitting. Like their pitching has been, but they're hitting, right? So, all righty.
Seager's hitting, that's about it.
What's that?
Seager's hitting, that's about it.
Yeah. And they're just, God, they won today. Well, I'm thinking back last week too. They beat the Red Sox in that that awful breaking ball that they hit to tie it at 7, and they won in extras. And then they won again, down 4-0 today to the Twins.
Yeah,
they won in extras.
That was, the Guardians are sliding so hard, and they almost got swept by the Brewers. I believe they actually maybe did get swept by the Brewers. So if the Twins would have won today, they would have got within 1 game.
Yeah, they're not scoring either. The Guardians are struggling at the plate. They
Yeah,
put the ball in play, but they're not scoring. All right. Last but not least, we got a good game on national TV. FS1 started a good series. For our sakes, I don't want to speak for everybody at the company, but I wouldn't mind a Twins Padres World Series. Give it to me.
that would
BJ.
be good.
That would be great.
That'd be great.
We've done some futures talk on those teams the last month or so. Okay, Minnesota sending Zebby Matthews to the mound to face Michael King of the Padres. BJ's got a thought on this game.
Yes, over 7, minus 120. A number that I think is too low, projected 7.8 runs for this game. Zebby Matthews made 1 start so far, but his numbers in AAA were kind of interesting. 101 stuff plus, which was kind of, more on the average end of AAA pitchers, but one of the best location plus ratings of anybody in AAA. So a very good location guy, heavy fastball usage, which is not really going to work here against this Padres lineup. Michael King has obviously had a really good season, but my main point about this is 7 is way too low when we have essentially what are 2 of the top 6 offenses over the past 2 months, I'd say. Even over the last 30 days, these 2 are both top 8 in weighted runs created plus. The Twins are one of the best lineups against right-handed pitching. Same thing with the Padres with the 2 pitch. King is obviously somebody that mixes up a lot of different pitches, but the Twins don't really have a lot of weaknesses at the plate in terms of pitch mix. So with how good these two offenses are, I'm not sure these two starting pitchers should be warranting a total at 7, even if we are playing in a pitcher's park. So over 7 in Twins Padres for me, which should be a great series.
The Padres cupcake portion of the schedule is now concluded. Rockies, Pirates, Marlins, Pirates again, Rockies again. And they won every series. So they did exactly what I think we expected them to do in that stretch. They only lost 3 games. So they went 4, 3, 7.
They swept the Pirates in both series, right?
They went 10-3. They went 10-3. They swept the Pirates twice. So they went 10-3 in those games combined. All right, Mike, you good?
Yep.
Go ahead. Sorry,
I was
BJ.
going to say 3 games back of the Dodgers right now.
It would have been nice to get that one today because the
Yeah,
Dodgers
that would have been a
were
good
down.
one to get today to keep with the 2.5.
Mike, anything else from you? Are you good?
No, I'm good. I'm right. I'll probably take the BJs or the Mariners with BJ, and then Houston and give me the Buccos.
The BJs. Nice. Love it. The Mariners are now the BJs. That was fantastic. Oh, Mike, you always seem to give us an all-timer when you join us. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. For the BJs and Mike Iannello, Brendan Glasheen, we are back. BJ's dying. I love it. We'll be back tomorrow night to get you set for a bigger slate on Tuesday here on Payoff Pitch, Action Network's MLB betting podcast. We are presented by BetMGM. See ya.